Okay, my name is Ryan Goldsworthy, RYNEGOLDSWORTHY.
Okay, awesome. And then you don't have to lean in. We can grab the mic and everything. And then could I have you say your class and then the positions you play?
Yes. I'm class of 2024, and I just play the guard position online.
Okay, awesome. So we are less than a month away from the high school football season. How have you guys been able to prepare this summer going into the new year?
We've definitely been able to prepare. We practiced 3 times. We've had a few pad practices. We've been going over everything. We even scrimmaged Delta, which is a great school, and it's a great first scrimmage because they're probably one of the hardest teams that we could probably play around us.
Yeah, and you're going into your senior year. What are some things that you're trying to do as a leader to the underclassmen going into this year to prepare for the new year?
I'm just trying to get everybody used to the football aspect, getting hit hard, and just practicing every day in the hot heat. It's all you can really do.
So there's a lot on the offensive line and everything. Not just, I guess, not just the offensive line, but in general. Since you are a senior, are there any underclassmen at all on this Jay County team that you guys are that kind of catch your eye going into the new year? Anybody that you think that can really stand out and make an impact?
There's a few, but I think we're going to mostly seniors. But, I mean, the younger class, we got a lot to improve. We all got to hit the weights more. We got to get faster. There's just so much. There's going to be a few underclassmen, but we're going to work with them until they really understand how to block perfectly and do everything we need them to do.
You guys do have a lot of seniors on this team, and coming from a guy that's on the line, what are some things that you guys are really trying to do in practice every day in the weight room, things like that, to kind of win the trenches when you are going into the new year?
We just get stronger, mental toughness. We do crazy amounts of conditioning every day to just block the pain from us anytime. We get pass blocking is one. We're going to focus a lot on pass blocking in our run game, pulling around, get a lot of yards every play, the best we can do.
And then going into the new year, what are some things that you guys are trying to capitalize this year? Any goals in particular that you guys are trying to do for the new 23-24 year?
Win the ACAC division.
And then any personal goals for you at all going into this year in terms of offensive line or things like that?
I'm going to try to get our running back the most touchdowns in our state.
JUSTINDEHOFF. Justin Dihoff.
And then could I have you say your class and then the positions you play?
Yes, I am a senior and I play safety and slot receiver.
All right, so we are about a month away from the actual season. How's the summer been for you guys preparing to going into the new year?
It's been really good so far. Everybody's been coming in and putting in the work, and we're just ready to put it all on the field officially for now.
And then, so going into this new year, what are some things that you're trying to do on not just on the offensive side, but the defensive side as well, as a leader for the underclassmen for your guys' team?
Yeah, just be a lead. We're just trying to be leaders out there, make sure these younger guys have something to look up to, and continue to build the culture that we're building at Jay County High School right now.
You described the culture that Jay County has. What are some things that you guys are trying to do, not just on the football field, that really embody the culture at Jay County?
We just go out and play hard, as Jay County's always done. Go out, play hard, and win football games.
And then coming into the new year, what are some things that you're trying to build off of from last year to have a little bit of momentum going into the new year?
To build off of? Yeah, we're just trying to continue what we did last year. I felt like the culture, again, was on the uprise last year. We're just trying to continue to build off of it and keep everybody coming out and keep everybody playing hard and happy and all that.
You guys have a lot of upperclassmen on this team, but are there any underclassmen that are on the Jay County team that you think can really make an impact going into the new year?
Oh, yeah, we've got a bunch of young guys that are very hungry to play, hungry to get in for their minutes and all that. They're working very hard. I'm very excited for what the season's got to bring for that.
And then last question for you, any goals that you guys are really trying to embody, not just for the team, but for yourself personally going into the new year?
Win football games.
Football games, awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't mention already?
Go Patriots.
Okay, BRYCWENK.
And then what is the class that you're in and then the positions you play?
I'm a senior, halfback, and DN.
All right, so going into the season, we got about a month left. How's the summer been for you guys so far, prepping for the new year?
I mean, we've been working out hard and practicing pretty good, so learning new plays, and that's about it.
As a senior on the team, there are obviously a lot of fresh new faces, a lot of underclassmen. What are some things that you and the rest of the seniors are trying to do to kind of set the example at Jay County to be for leaders?
We got to harp on them a little bit because, they like to play around and horse around in the room. So, just be a leader in the room, and hopefully they'll carry on and do the same when we leave.
And then on the offensive side, what are some things that you're trying to do to kind of build off of the momentum that you had from last season?
Hopefully we just rally up. Everybody does their job on the field, and we'll have a good team.
And then coming into the new year, what are some goals that you're trying to have, not just as a team, but as an individual like yourself?
I want to be able to score at least 5 touchdowns this year, and on D end, I want to get at least a couple sacks. As a team, we really need to do better on defense and lock down a little bit on the O-line, but that's about it.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't already mention?
No.
Grant, Grant, Zagunda, Zgunda.
And then head coach, correct?
Correct.
And then this is your third year going into it. Oh, awesome. Okay, so we're about a month left going into the high school football season. How have you guys been doing so far this summer to prepare for the new year?
We've had a great summer. Our numbers have been up in the weight room. Our conditioning has been better this summer than it has the last couple of years. We've got good leadership by our seniors. So everything's heading in the right direction, and we're looking for big things this year.
You talk about the senior class, the senior class going into the new year. How have they been able to kind of lead the underclassmen in terms of leadership going into the new year for Jay County?
Well, this is their third year with me. A lot of them have played a lot of football, not only starting on one side of the ball, but both sides of the ball, because we've needed them to do that. And they've just led in a great way, in a positive way. Letting our younger players know that come in, how we do things, and what we expect. So the seniors have been great.
And a couple of the players have kind of talked about the culture of Jay County and what you guys are really trying to embody. From a coach's perspective, can you give me a little bit of insight as to how the culture is at Jay County and what the things you guys try to embody?
Well, it's been a 3-year process. Well, 2 years going into the third year process of. I think there was a lot of not negativity, but just not necessarily very, very positive about their own abilities. When you lose football games, and you lose a lot of football games, I don't think our players felt very good about themselves, and were kind of down on themselves, if you want to put it in those terms. And so I think we've made great strides, and our players believe that they can play with anybody, and we kind of proved that last year with winning 2 games, but then 3 games we were leading in the fourth quarter that we lost. So I mean, not woulda, coulda, shoulda, but we definitely we're right there to be able to win 4 or 5 games last year, which would have been very good for us.
What are some of the goals that you have going into this year? Because like you had mentioned, a lot of the games that you guys had were very close. It could have been one side and one or the other. What are some things that you guys are trying to do to kind of carry that momentum going into this year so you guys can rack up more wins?
I think that'll take care of itself. I think experience gives you the ability to do those things. I don't know that there's any speech that I can give, but I would attribute that to just we have a lot of guys that have played a lot of football, and a lot of them played as freshmen and sophomores, which is tough. I mean, it's tough, but that's what we've done the last couple of years. And so this year we're going to be more juniors and seniors, and I think that'll help us in the long run.
And you guys have a lot of juniors and seniors on the team, but also fresh new faces in the underclassmen department. Are there any new faces that you think can make an impact for your guys' team right away?
Yeah, there's a few guys, few sophomores, that I think are going to step up and do well for us. There might even be a freshman in there, that'll play a lot for us. So, but that's different than the last couple years we've played. I mean, there was one time 2 years ago we started, I think, 3 or 4 freshmen on defense, and it's been a grind for a couple years, but we've paid those dues already, and I think it's time for us to go play some good football.
And then last question for you. Obviously, the ACAC, it's a tough conference. A lot of really talented teams in there as well. What are some things that you guys are hopefully trying to do, and in terms of like momentum going into the new year?
When you look at the conference as a whole, the ACAC top to bottom is as good as it gets for our size schools. We're obviously, the biggest school in the conference. But yeah, ACAC conference is solid, and you look at Adams Central and South Adams going to the last 3 state championships in 1A, and both those programs are really good. Bluffton's good. Heritage, I think, is going to have a really good year this year. So it's a very tough league. We want to try to get ourselves in that upper tier and see if we can't mess some things up for some people.
Is there anything else that you would like to add that I didn't already mention?
No, we're just excited about the year and looking forward to getting this going.